Flosstube. Happy Sunday. Today is May 10th. It's Helen D. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I thought I would just take a minute to make a quick video. I've been doing a lot of finishing and I have a lot of things I want to put away, so they've been piling up. The cat's ripping at something. Hopefully that's not too loud. We're getting long. We're getting gray. Because we're still at home. Our school has canceled for the rest of the year, as I'm sure the majority have. I think we go until the end of May. We're still waiting. Hold on, I'm gonna throw a pencil over there and see if she'll chase that instead. It would be less noisy. Yeah, not distracted. There's a piece of cardboard on the floor and she's ripping it up. So we're still homeschooling and my husband's still working from home. It's more of the same, right? That's how we all are kind of right now, more of the same. So I have been stitching. I have stitching to show, but it's like all in one piece. So I've been pretty monogamous the last couple of weeks. So we will get to that. I didn't even take notes. I just thought, it's sunny. It snowed yesterday, May 9th. Snowed. Didn't stick, but it was still depressing to see. None of us wanted to see that. So I'm gonna jump right in because I know this will be short and then we've got stuff to do outside and all that. So current whip on the Q-snap. Star Spangled Swine. I'm working on this one. I pulled a piece of just fabric I had. I'm still trying to just use what I have. So this is on, I believe it's Storm. Picture this plus Storm. So it's a gray, a lighter gray, but the white shows up fine. It's the called for blue. I did not have the called for red, so I'm using Buckeye Scarlet. I think it calls for licorice red. I have licorice red, it's just in another project. So I just pulled it's red, white, and blue. Choose what you want. So that is Buckeye Scarlet. And then I do have those little buttons. So I want to use the same blue because I have those little buttons to use. Although this is the DMC. I have the called for Fancy Floss, but I couldn't find it. So that's the DMC blue that it calls for. So I'm working on that. I also did put some work in on the beach scene. This is by Emma Congdon of Stitchrovia. It's on her Etsy store. I still don't know the name. You'd think I'd have looked it up by now, but I have not. So I started this one on my birthday. It is out of the Q-snap right now. So I finished the Never Ending Full Coverage Ocean. I would work on that when we would have like Zoom calls and stuff because I had done all of the light blue. So I could just fill in the darker blue. So here's where I'm at. So now I started the next little beach blanket. Now I just have all the swimmers and stuff, which they're kind of full coverage in their own, but they're more interesting than the never-ending waves. So I need to pull this one back out. Those are the current whips. Cardinal points, I haven't really worked on. I might have worked on it a couple nights since you last saw it, but I didn't bother to grab it. Summer lineup I haven't touched. I want to get back to that. Yeah, that's about it. So I've been stitching. I cheated on Mania. First of all, I couldn't even last video, like I told you. I couldn't decide if I even wanted to do Mania. I wasn't excited about it because my brains just do what you want to do. So I pulled out Satsuma Street's Autunno, which is her autumn piece. And that was going to be my Mania start, and I was very excited. I was so excited, I started it early. The week before, May 1st was a Friday, and it was like that Tuesday, and I'm like, whatever. That's what I want to stitch. So I pulled it out and I worked on this one, strictly this one. until it was done. So I didn't iron it. There it is. So this is stitched on 14 count Picture This Plus Vellum, which is one of their new colors. These are all Jody Rice's colors. You can't really sub Jody Rice's colors because why would you want to? First of all, they're gorgeous. And they all go so well together. Like I wouldn't even dare sub her colors or Emma Congdon's colors. I use what she says. So this one was really fun because it used a bunch of different flosses. So the border, this one happens to be, it's DMC 69, and it's the color variations, and they take a long time before they switch colors. So I did mine it's 2 blocks. So I kind of did 2 blocks at a time. And then I had to fiddle around to get them to kind of blend. So that was fun. And then a lot of the other colors was the DMC Coloris. I think this leaf in the middle is the best example. If you've never used those, all 3 of those sections are different Coloris floss, and they change color every 5 to 6 stitches. So there's a huge difference. Now there's birds. So this one is done. I kind of have a finishing idea. We'll see. It's the autumn piece, so I could wait until I can get back in the store and see if I can find something different. I did have to do these mushrooms twice. I was planning to do the border last. This pumpkin stem is 1 too high, which who cares? Except I started the mushrooms off of that pumpkin stem, so turns out I cared because I had to rip them out and do them twice. So that one is done. I pulled the colors for the summer piece now because I thought if I actually worked on it pretty straight, I maybe could get it done for summer. I have other summer pieces I should be working on. We'll see. Other than that, all I have is a ton of FFOs. I have a smidge of haul. Let's just do that first. I picked up the next 2 of the Santas from thedailystitcher.com. So I have these. I have a fabric. They're ready to go. They're all kitted up, ready to go. I wasn't feeling them in May, so I might do some kind of Christmas in July stitching. And then the other thing I picked up, last time I know I showed you Cloud and Sephiroth from the Final Fantasy charts, so I picked up Tifa and Red. And I already had Aerith. So yeah, I'm gonna do Tifa, Red, and Aerith all on one piece. These are from the Cross Stitch Salon on Etsy, and I will link her below. I'm waiting on a piece of fabric for that. Can you hear her and the birds? Very impressive. Finishes. FFOs. Fully finished. I had a pile upstairs and I hadn't really been feeling like working on them, but last week I did. So some of these are mine, some of these are my sister's, because a few weeks ago, or several weeks ago at this point, my husband had to go up to where he works to get a keyboard. So I called my sister and I'm like, look, I'll make you guys some masks if you can meet him. I have a bag of stuff for you. He'll hand it off to you. I know you've been working on finishing up a bunch of smalls. Throw them in a bag, send them down. I'll get to what I get to, but at least then they'll be here, because if I have stuff out, I might be able to fit some of yours in too. So she did. So I will show you hers first. The first 3, these are Barbara Anna designs, and they're from an older punch needle and primitive stitch. I don't know what year, but there's the cat, there's the mouse, and there's the dog. So I did them all in 3 matching fabrics. They're kind of similar. I decided not to put anything on the edge because with this lace here, honestly, I just thought it was good enough. My sewing on the bottom, I was intending to put something on there, so it's not the best, but they'll be in a bowl and no one will tell. So these 3 are done. And then this little one is a prairie schooler. I don't know which, Fall Fields, maybe? Maybe. I had another one of these little easels. These were from Michael's. They were in the wedding section. They're these little easels. I think you could put table numbers or place numbers or something. So I just finished it. You know, I hot glued it on. I sewed up the corners to get them nice and tight, and it just pops right in there. So that one's done. I did a little trim on the side. So those are done for her. So for me, I finished Humble Honey. I decided to finish it as a pillow. I had that hexagon shaped piece that I was planning on putting it on. Figuring out how to make this a hexagon was above my brain power at this point. So I found a fabric that matched, pom-pom trim, and I just sewed it up that way. I decided, excuse me, I wanted to have a little bowl of bees. I have another one to show you in a minute that's a start, finish, fully finished because it's tiny. So I thought, well, this one's all done. So if I sew it up now, that's 2. So the third one, I've had this shirt forever, Bent Creek's Buzz. So I thought I'll just pull out a scrap of fabric, stitch this up. I think it took a night. Maybe I finished it the next day. And then I finished that into a little pillow, which is purpley on the bottom. I don't know if it's showing up. I had this little trim. I kind of hand sewed it on there. This calls for buttons, little tiny buttons. I have them. I had them out. In the search for fabrics, they got scooped up in their little bag, and I'll find them sometime. So there's no buttons on here. You'll also possibly notice mine's backwards. The bee's supposed to go the other way. I left the word buzz off, and it's a good thing I did because it's supposed to go this way. You can't tell the difference. So my bee is buzzing to his own drummer and going the other way. I didn't use called for on this. The purple is Purple Haze. I just grabbed a green and a yellow and a black. So this is all done. So these 2 will go in my bee bowl, and I need to come up with another one to tuck in there. I finished Stars, Stripes, and Liberty's Lights. This one was a whip last time by Frosted Pumpkin. And I've been finishing all of these on these wood blocks. So this one came from Joann's. It's by Mix the Media. It's a 6x6 wood block. It has a hanger. I just tie it down there so I can use it someday if I choose to. I put my magnet right on there. My washer's on here. There's where I sewed the corners up. When I sew the corners up, I start from the top and I just kind of work my way down, and it really tightens them up. And I'd had someone ask if I could do a tutorial, and I'm happy to do that. But right now there's too many people in the house. So I don't have the space and the quiet. And when I'm finishing is not, it's just not I can't do it right now, but I will. So I finished that one up on some blue with a white rickrack, the last of my white rickrack. So again, supplies are dwindling. So that one is ready. And then the last one I just did yesterday, and I'm very excited about this one. I had this done last year. This is one of Misty's charts, Luminous Fiber Arts, and I should have looked to see what the name of it was. I'll look real quick. It's her Liberty Bird that she released last year. She just released a squirrel one, which is really cute. I don't think I'll get to him this year. So I had it all stitched and I didn't really know what I wanted to do to finish it, and it was past 4th of July, so I just stuck it in the drawer and let it be. Kathy Haberman just posted a video a little while ago, a tutorial on the ribbon edge. I think that's what she called it. And I thought, I'm going to try that. If I have the stuff, I'm going to try that. It is called a Bluebird's Salute. So there's Misty. She finished hers as a pillow. I don't know what fabric mine's on at this point. Beige. It's on beige. So I did this with the ribbon edge tutorial on that red frame I found at Christmas. That would also be good for 4th of July. And I love how it came out. So I didn't have ball head pins. I had to use regular pins. But it's on there. I just dangled it. It stays still when it's standing. So this frame is really cool. It's just a red like window frame. I did notice on their website this year they have it in white. So it looks like that. So hopefully I can find a Christmas one roughly the same size to hang on there at Christmas time. So here it is, not wiggly. So she shows you how to do that bumpy edge. Luckily I had some ribbon that was, the pattern of the ribbon was on both sides because you see both sides of the ribbon. So that was a really cool tutorial if you're looking for something different. Now I really want to try the ruched ribbon for the edges of pillows, which is kind of what Misty did on hers. That's the ruched, you sew it on with beads. So maybe that will be next. This one's a little tricky because you use pins, and we're nervous Nellies about pins with the cats. So I haven't finished with the pins, but I was told it has to go on display someplace high. So no one can pull anything out. So that it will be up high. I have a shelf in the kitchen that will work. So that was it. That's quite a bit of FFOs, I thought. And most of them were this week. A couple of the pillows were last week. My son started reading Harry Potter. In the last week, he's read books 1 through 4. So we've had a lot of afternoons where he just wants to read. Great. We've had a lot of afternoons where he just wants to talk. So I'll take what I can get. So when he was reading, I would go in and do some sewing and other things. Plans. I want to finish Red, White, and Moo. I did order from the Daily Stitcher Priscilla and Chelsea's new one with the giant blue truck. It says Long May She Wave on it, but I don't know if that's what it's called. So I ordered that Friday night. I know she shipped it Saturday. It will probably be here tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest. So I want to start that. I should finish up Summer Lineup. And I should work on the beach. But I might start Summer from Satsuma and work on that until it's done. I'm going with what's calling me at this point. I still have some things to fully finish. I've been working my way through the drawer. I have some more of Donna's. She has a B one, which will end up looking exactly like this. I don't know what Ada I used on this. I think it's Echo. It was a scrap. This one was a real scrap. It was just this little scrid. Oh, this one, I do know. This was on Misty's Luminous Fiber Arts Snow Day, which is looking washed out, but that was a 16 count. So that's plans. One other thing, I did mail out, I had the 3 giveaways my last video from Carla at Cobweb Corner, and I have not heard back from Polly Clune, who won the Little Sheep Virtues. So Polly, I'll comment on your message again. If I don't hear back from you from the next video, I'll have to pick a new winner. Carla started the colorful stitch along with the colorful, there's cats and owls and an eagle and bunnies, and they're really, really cool. And the designer, which I can't think of the name of either because this, I didn't write anything down, she designed a special one just for Cobweb Corner, which I thought was really cool. And it's called Cobweb, and it's like grays and whites, and it's a cat. So if you want to see some of those designs, they're really cool. I know Donna started one. I had too much else going on, but she has those on her website at Cobweb Corner. Do I have more stuff coming in? I have a few things coming in, some finishing supplies, stuff like that. Nothing major that I can think of. Maybe something will show up and surprise me, you never know. That's it. I just thought I'd pop on quick and update you guys and show off some of these FFOs so now I can put them away and find my ironing board. I think we're gonna work outside today. We've been working out in the garden to try and expand our vegetable garden. Last year, we actually had success. The year before, we actually had groundhogs. So last year we grew tomatoes and we were able to make spaghetti sauce, and I froze a bunch of like diced tomatoes. So this year we want to go whole hog on tomatoes and do more sauce and salsa, maybe some stewed tomatoes, and I think we're going to learn how to can, which will be interesting. My parents always used to can, and I would help, like pick the stuff, snip the ends of the beans off, cut stuff up, but I wasn't involved in the actual canning process, so I'll have to ask my mom how that works. I haven't watched a single Flosstube in a week. I'm just falling further and further behind with no hope of catching up. But I know everyone's stitching. I've been watching everyone's Manias, and people are working on some really cool projects that I'm like, ooh, I have that. Ooh, that would be fun. So keep it up with all your enabling. I see you on Instagram, even if I don't see your Flosstubes. All right, enough babbling for me. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.